7 a.m., and it's now time for the morning watch with Mr. Stokeley Marshall.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org. And if you are overseas and on the move, US listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you are in the UK, 0330-332-6541, or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live in the first watch today. Haiti in crisis. Notes from the inside. And in the second watch, sign language training for the Legal Aid Council. For our social media question, we ask, what are your sign language skills? Or rather, how are your sign language skills? Share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp, 876-997-3125, using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your response later on the program, but first, here's I quote.
All right, today's I quote is from Woody Allen, and it says 90% of success in life is just showing up.
Good morning, Jukal.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well, sir. I'm well. The first watch will be back after this break.
When you say phosphorus, you say electrical. SWA cables, conduits, transformers, and breakers. When you say phosphorus, you say lighting, chandeliers, and more. When you say phosphorus, you say LEDs and solar water heaters. Phosphorus is electrical, lighting, solar, and LEDs. Visit us today, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Phosphorus.
Portmore Church of God Music Department presents Rhythm and Praise on Friday, April 26, 2024 at 7 p.m. featuring Rhoda Isabella, Rhonda Positive, John Mark Wigan, Audia Spencer Brown, Minister B. Brown, and Prince Saj, MC Dexter Johnson at the Portmore Church of God, Edgewater, Portmore. Admission 3,000 pre-sold and 3,500 at the gate. Children under 12, 1,500. For ticket information, please contact 988-1857 or visit borough.com/Rhythm Praise. Sponsored by Crosslinks Productions, PNS Events and Vacations, Jamaica Youth for Christ, and Love 101.
Your taxes hold the key.
Let's get digital. Get online this March 15. File and pay your final income tax return for 2023 and estimated return for 2024. There are so many options. JamaicaTax.gov.jm, direct funds transfer, NCB online banking, and Scotia online and mobile app. Pay your taxes the digital way. All returns must be filed online and on time. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
This Friday, March 15, Love 101 takes you on the grounds, live and direct for the St. Catherine Annual Health Fair. You will hear important information on mental health and talks with various booth holders. An always exciting and information-filled event. The St. Catherine High School Annual Health Fair and Love 101 will be live with intermittent links beginning at 10 a.m. Join us for fun, health tips, and more this Friday, March 15 on the Family Station, Love 101 FM.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Now, there has been rampant violence, hunger, kidnappings, killings, and rape taking place, it is reported, or it is said, in our neighboring Caribbean island of Haiti. And There is an estimate coming out of the United Nations. It is indicated that rebel forces have taken control of at least 80% of the country's capital. 80%. The only authority in Haiti today rules with guns and intimidation. This from several gang leaders who are also vying for ultimate power of the country. These are the reports. What say those who either live there or have lived there? We have online this morning Dr. Julia Volsi, President and Chief Executive Officer of Teen Challenge Haiti. He's also Senior Pastor of Rendezvous Christ Church in that island. We also have online Mr. Lawrence Alexander. He's a Jamaican who lived and worked in Haiti for 10 years. He's also a member of Haiti Connect. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Stokeley.
That
Good
is-
morning. Good morning, Marshall.
Morning, Julio.
Morning, Larry. Good to see
Okay,
you.
you're both on. What is happening today in Haiti? Starting with the Dr. Volsi. What is happening today?
Terror, war zone. It's I would say that last night I probably had the most, probably 1 hour of sleep, because the gun shooting last night was so terrifying. It's just it's a war zone. It's a place where people are worried. The tension is so high. We don't know what is next. And the saddest thing of this is we are in this situation with. It seems like we have no hope in this terrible situation that the country is right now facing.
Mr. Alexander, any thoughts? Because you used to live in Haiti.
Yes.
And you're a member of Haiti Connect, which, as I think you're indicating, Haiti Connect is a group which has best wishes for Haiti, praise for Haiti, tries to see what you all can do to assist.
And also wanting to sensitize our fellow Jamaicans and Caribbean peoples to the challenges and the issues and the antecedents which led to some of these challenges and issues, and the need for us to support our Haitian neighbors. So yes, just to take up a little bit from where Julia left off about the increasing despair and lack of hope. That might be a lot of the troubles with Haiti in recent times started with so many Haitians in despair and lacking hope in their situation in life getting better. The inequalities in Haiti are extreme. There are very few very rich. A lot of the middle class have sort of left Haiti because of all the pressures over the years. There's still some middle class, but small in comparison to other Caribbean countries. And there's a mass of very poor and very challenged people in terms of their life circumstances. And that inequality is part of the issue driving a lot of the problems of Haiti, I think, from my limited viewpoint.
And you resided in Haiti up to what point or what time?
I lived in Haiti between 2010, shortly after that great earthquake in January 2010, up to the end of 2020.
Yes. Still fairly not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
Dr. Volsi, I'm not sure if you want to say much about this, but we were advised that you had a recent unfortunate experience while you were preaching or while you were at your own church. Do you care to say anything about that?
Yes, what I would say is that experience that what I've experienced on October 8th, it's what the
October 8th, 2023?
Yeah, that was October 8th, 2023, while I was in church and about 16 or 15 so gang members came into my church in police uniforms with automatic weapons and hoped to kidnap me and stole most of my church equipment, and they left with one of my church member and also graduate of my program, Haiti Teen Challenge. Yeah, so that was something I experienced, and that's what the Haitian people are experiencing daily. In my case, it was all over the news, and the police, they were able to come rapidly. I would say within 15 or 16 minutes. But this is the daily lives of our people. So I was fortunate enough because of a group like Haiti Connect and others who have been praying for me, and God preserved me from that situation at church. But this is the daily life. It's the norm for Haiti now for the last, I would say, for the last at least 3 to 4 years.
And you are safe, thank God, you are okay. But what about the church member who was kidnapped?
Well, we had to pay ransom in order for him to be released. So he's been set free, but we had to pay.
You had to pay a ransom.
Yeah, ransom in order for them to release him. Yeah.
Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
This is not a drill. This is not a movie. This is real life. Any comments on what Dr. Volsi just said? They have to pay a ransom to get the person back.
Well, as Dr. Volsi pointed out, over the last several years, this has been the experience and the situation of ordinary Haitians. I mean, I know people who have been kidnapped and fortunately were released. Many business people in Haiti, especially, have to move around with security in Port-au-Prince. That is. Now, I should point out that Port-au-Prince is not all of Haiti, and outside of Port-au-Prince, in the extreme provinces, the outer provinces in the south and in the north, although some of the issues in Port-au-Prince definitely affect those areas, life is much more normal, and life is, people go about their business and their lives in what would be considered a normal way in Haiti. I mean, I traveled the length and breadth on Haiti, and it's a beautiful country with people trying to make the best of their lives.
We were made to understand that the violence may be spreading outside of Port-au-Prince. Is that so, Dr. Volsi?
Yes, and mostly in the Latibonite area, Guna. But like Larry said, the aid is bigger than Port-au-Prince, and there's life elsewhere.
And the countryside is more or less relatively calm.
Yes. I have
for the most part.
I have my church. Our church have different campuses. They're able to function well in the last couple of Sundays, but in our case here in Port-au-Prince, I have to shut down all my church campuses. So there's life.
I'll say only because of time. Can you hold that thought, please? Because we're now upon a break. Listeners, please remain glued to the Morning Watch at this time. We're taking a break.
NHT contributors, if you're applying for your contribution refund, remember, safety still a key. Only use the NHT mobile app or website. Don't give us any personal information to anybody. If you get any communication and you feel unsure, call 888, call NHT. Remember, when it comes to contributions refund, safety still a key.
We're welcoming every woman with a special International Women's Day offer at Sagicor Bank. Women who apply for a Sagicor Bank credit card get 5,000 bonus points with a qualifying purchase within 30 days. That's not all. Apply for a car loan or mortgage, and Sagicor Bank will welcome you with a reduction in your commitment fee. At Sagicor Bank, we want every woman to feel welcome. Conditions apply.
Sometimes all we need is a listening ear. The listening ear, the counseling, the logical reasoning, and spiritual guidance are what appeal to us. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, the counselor, your counselor on Love 101 FM, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. You know you can call on me. I will listen and more. So let's talk about what's bothering you. Anything. Tune in, listen, call in, text or voice message. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, counseling psychologist, ready with a listening ear. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. Right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
Get ready for an electrifying and soul-stirring experience. Sound Entertainment presents Jerusalem on Saturday, March 30 at 6 p.m. at the Ligony Club. Come see African gospel sensation Victor Thompson, along with Rhoda Isabella, Rondell Positive, Jody and Morgan, Island Kings, and Perpetual Praise. Tickets cost $5,000 general, $10,000 VIP, and children under 12, $1,500. Get your tickets now at AITix.com. That's AITIX.com. And Fontana Pharmacies Island-wide. Grab family, friend, even a neighbor, and witness the stage come alive. It's Jerusalem, sponsored by Love 101, Doorstep JA, Gospel JA, Adams Decor, at Ruby's Energy JA.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch. We're having a very important conversation with Dr. Julia Volschi and Mr. Lawrence Alexander. The topic is Haiti in Crisis, Notes from the Inside. Dr. Volschi, he is president and CEO of Teen Challenge Haiti and senior pastor of Rendezvous Christ Church in Haiti. Mr. Alexander is a Jamaican who has lived and worked in Haiti for 10 years. In fact, he only stopped working there in 2020, and he's a member of Haiti Connect. Dr. Volschi, please continue. You are speaking to us before the break. Just continue. Can you please continue your thoughts? Because, you know, clearly what is happening in Haiti right now is of such proportions that I shudder to think how you're even coping. Continue, Dr. Volschi.
Well, I like I said, for even at church doors, we have to close our church. So we weren't able to have a worship service that Sunday in Port-au-Prince. We have two campuses in the Port-au-Prince area. We had to close the church doors, but we in the countryside, like in Jérémie, they were able to have service. So I was saying that Haiti is bigger than Port-au-Prince, and there's some part of the in the country and the Cap Haitians and Okai. I'm talking about.
Pause a moment, Dr. Volschi. Is there a reason why you might have this dichotomy? Is it that, and I mean, I don't know how much you know, but is it that maybe some of these gangs, they are confining their violence to Port-au-Prince because of the effect that they're trying to have on the country? Is it that they want the countryside to be reserved in case some of those same gang members want somewhere to cool out when they wish to do so? Why do you think this is happening? Why is it that the violence is mostly centered in Port-au-Prince?
Because I believe everything, when it comes to politics, business, although I'm not the business expert here, Larry has more knowledge of that because he was a business.
Meaning they just want to disrupt the center of commerce and governmental control.
Yeah, but they're also the gang. It's been in the making for years. This is Haiti. When I was a young boy, when I myself coming from school, you would see young boys in the street, cleaning people's windshield, and for just to give them a tip. So you used to see hundreds of young men in the street.
We have the same thing in Jamaica.
Yeah,
young persons, young men. Cleaning car glasses to get a tip.
Okay, so and these are the young men now. end up to become guys, politicians, people in business will use to protect their businesses. Politicians will use them for they can win elections, and so along the way, now sometimes they have to have a way to protect themselves and protect the politicians, and now they turn their guns to a money making industry, kidnapping.
In other words, they have graduated, Dr. Valsi.
Yes, yes.
They have graduated and they have come into their own, quote unquote, and they're doing their own thing.
They're doing that.
Dr. Valsi, I don't mean to bring this up, but there have been a number of atrocities that have been reported as coming out of Haiti or taking place in Haiti, including some human beings turning to other human beings for food. Is that true? Or is
I
that
have myself. I have, I heard things over the news, but I have no collections of that, no proof of it, and I don't have much to say about it.
Cannibalism. That's what I mean. Cannibalism.
Yeah. No, I don't have much to say about it. I have no collection, no proof of that myself.
Yeah. But you have heard what?
Say that again.
You have heard what exactly?
No, I heard exactly what you said, that people were turning to other human beings. I understand there was a gang leader who pretty much burned someone, and he ate the person's, flesh. So I heard people said, I heard that to social media, but I never really have the image of it. And so I don't have much to say about it. But what I can say, I can tell you that many people are starving. They have no food. They have no drinking water. A lot of people, thousands of people, have to leave their homes. They move into mostly the public facilities, like government facilities, like the Ministry of Communication. I believe there are thousands of people living there. Most government schools are now turning to be shelters because people are leaving their homes. And most of those people, they have no food, they have no drinking water. It's like I said, it's a very, very difficult situation at this time in Haiti.
We know that the president resigned, and there's even some disquiet as to whether or not there should even be this presidential council as was proposed. It's now appearing as if that is now in doubt. How are the people of Haiti responding or reacting to all of this?
Dr. Well, I would. Is it me or
Dr. Voss? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I would say that our last prime minister was not a popular man. It's unfortunate, and I seem like a lot of people wanted him out. And so now he made the decision to stay away. Now it's time for the politicians to really find a solution. So I don't think, honestly, based on my experience with the Haitian people, I don't think they really care who's leading them. They just want someone who would care for them, who would care for the country. We do understand that the presidential council will not fix all the problems in Haiti, but for me, I believe that is a step forward, and I hope that the political parties and they are able to send representatives that will be able to represent them, and people that will be able to work on behalf of the country. I think the job is simple: is to identify a new prime minister, is to work with the police, the national police, and hopefully have the peace-keeping mission in country, and organize fair elections.
Yes, yes, and it was in fact the prime minister who had resigned. In fact, thank you, sir.
Yes, it's the prime minister. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
And
but yeah. So I it is for us is here. I live here. It is so much of a disparate situation. I think we will settle for anything that is better than what we're facing right now. I cannot.
That is a concern. That's a concern too, because if you're so sort of tired of all the political changes, and you're tired of all the, a prime minister for a season and another prime minister and all the turmoil and the mayhem, it leaves the country vulnerable to taking anyone who might not even be suitable. You just want some kind of restoration of order.
It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I'm sure there are people who are thinking on behalf of the country, but it is fortunate that I feel like we are in that position right now. We are in such vulnerable position, and pretty much no one's in charge, and you have nowhere to call. If somebody trying to get inside your house, you have nowhere to call. We don't see a strong presence of the police.
Central government.
It's just
there's no proper coordinated central government, and I don't think people know how terrible it is to live in a country where the central government appears to be collapsing. Mr. Alexander, not much time left, but what do you believe that the Caribbean, Jamaica, and other countries need to be doing at this time in terms of Haiti? Because I will say this, some persons are a little bit fearful of an exodus of Haitians to other Caribbean territories. Other Caribbean territories have their own issues and challenges. But having said that, what do you think other Caribbean countries ought to do, and what should the church be doing?
Well, I think one of our major jobs as a Caribbean peoples is to help to pressure the international community to be willing to allow the Haitian people to make their political decisions for themselves, and to be willing to allow them to govern themselves and not put undue pressure on them because of their own vested interests. That has been part of the political problem in Haiti for many years, that the international powers sometimes support bad people who are vying for power and going for power in Haiti, and won't allow the Haitian people to really choose the people they really want to represent them. And so I think we must not join in that in any way. We must insist that the powers that be listen to the Haitian people and accept the representatives that they put up for themselves. Apart from that, of course, we must be willing to extend ourselves to help vulnerable Haitians, which would include people who take the risk of fleeing the country because of fear of their lives. And so we must not hastily want to return Haitian refugees at this time to Haiti, although we have to carefully screen and make sure that we're not getting escape prisoners and all that. But I think we also, as the church,
or persons who are escaping because they might be from a rival gang, and the heat is a little bit too hot in Haiti, so they come here or to a Caribbean country.
Exactly. But I think it must not be a whole-scale approach of deporting every Haitian who lands on our Caribbean shores. We have to really screen and investigate and look at their real situation. Of course, the church must be prayerful about Haiti, and we must remember that Haiti has a lot of Christian people who are themselves very much affected by what's going on in the country. As Pastor Volta said, I mean, churches have to close down. He's been attacked. His church been attacked, almost kidnapped. So we have to remember them prayerfully, and we have to be willing to extend ourselves in whatever material ways we can to assist in the redevelopment, the new Haiti. And some of us have skills that we can offer. Some of us can, our countries can offer training, can offer, as I recently heard, to adopt orphans who are going to be many out of this situation until they are able to return to Haiti as functioning adults. But there are many ways in which the church can help and can be in prayer and be in a position of willingness to support our Haitian brethren.
You have your feet very much on the ground in terms of 10 years of having lived there. And of course, you're still in touch with Haiti and you're praying for Haiti. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts. Listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
The time by Jan Bank is
7:31 a.m.
Easter time come, we go pick up a mother's Easter bun.
It's the king, you know. All the right ingredients, the proper amount of fruit, well soaked and baked to soft, delicious perfection.
A sub-bun for nice. So whether you add cheese, butter, or even a patty, mother's Easter bun is the one that will make you say, a sub-bun for nice.
Mother's Easter bun are the king, you know. Hurry and grab one before it's done.
More deliciousness from Mother's Bakery.
Chances are you're sitting in your car right now, or even a taxi, and you're stuck in traffic. But if you had a Flow prepaid plan, you would have unlimited data for navigation apps, so you could avoid much of the traffic and find a better way. So you would avoid bad driving Bobby to your right, who is boring into your lane, and singing Sasha, who doesn't realize everyone can see her. Now, Flow's unlimited social and talk prepaid plans come with unlimited data for navigation apps and more TikTok data than any use data. Get a 7-day Flow prepaid plan for only $950. Get your plan. Download the Top Up Flow app. Conditions apply.
Every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to The Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie. There is life beyond the surface, life that is divine, life that is eternal, and you can hear the truth of God's word and go deeper in purpose. Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie, Sundays 2:30 to 3 p.m. on the family station, Love 101.
The other day, me at the supermarket buying some groceries. When me reach the cashier, she said, "Cash or card?" Me look at her and say, "Cash give you travel points. Cash give you cash back. Cash give you rewards. Lady number card. I pay for everything with my Surgical Bank credit card. Grocery, gas, bills. Cause when you use your card, you get your reward."
Sir, stop all up the lines.
Sorry, miss. Earn the best rewards ever with Surgical Bank credit cards. Visit surgical.com to apply today. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marsh. Let's take a look now at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. And we have in the Gleaner, Cabinet approves map for proposed parish of Portmore. We also have in the Gleaner, 2 arrested at Kingston Airport after US $70,000 found concealed in hair products. We turn now to Loop Jamaica News. Grange Hill schools to reopen after closures amid community violence. We also have Dr. Kevin Blake is Jamaica's next police commissioner. The Daily Observer, we have Police Federation promises full support for new commissioner. We also have on the front page of the Daily Observer, JDF ready for Haiti. It also reads, Kenya commits to heading security mission despite leadership uncertainty. Those and many other stories in our various news sources. Coming up next, we'll read some feedback from our Facebook and YouTube, our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp question, which is, how are your sign language skills? How are your sign language skills? If you haven't done so yet, leave your responses on our Facebook or YouTube, Love 1FM Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes to 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll be right back.
This
Friday, March 15, Love 101 takes you on the grounds, live and direct for the St. Catherine Annual Health Fair. You will hear important information on mental health and talks with various booth holders. An always exciting and information-filled event. The St. Catherine High School Annual Health Fair and Love 101 will be live with intermittent links beginning at 10 a.m. Join us for fun, health tips and more this Friday, March 15 on the Family Station, Love 101 FM.
Are you ready for another exciting showing that are live on 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. this Throwback Thursday, March 14? Join me, Sarah and the Chirpy One for another time to recollect and reconnect. Well, join me, Sarah and the Chirpy One for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain testing exercise at 1:45. Then Prayer Blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside Pieces of the Past, we share with you the history of Lovers Leave. Then at 3 p.m., join us for Music Overload. All this and more will come alive 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. this Throwback Thursday, March 14 on the Family Station, Love 101.
This Friday, March 15, join me, Nadine Blair, inside the Morning Express for Intro with Apostle Donald Purge.
The Holy Ghost in my house.
Hear about his new songs and ministry. How was he called into ministry? What drives him to keep the fire burning?
The Holy Ghost in my house.
That's Intro with Apostle Donald Purge this Friday at 10:15 on the Family Station, Love 101.
The Holy Ghost in my house. It burns like liquid fire.
Receive words of strength from the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis.
The battle of seed has been declared many years ago and is still raging. I will put enmity between thee and between the woman, thy seed and her seed. A war will be on perpetually until Jesus returns. But I know who has already won the war. I know who has already won the war.
That's the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore. Voice of Power comes to you every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. right here on the Family Station, Love 101.
Speak, my Lord. Speak, my Lord. Speak, and I will answer, Lord, send me.
Lazy! Here, just running out. Let us go to Sam's concert this weekend.
Sorry, ladies, I can't come. Me as you wonder why. Well, as much as Maisie work her own money, she's not even allowed to go anywhere or even enjoy life. True, Nick.
Alright, hear what? There's a program on Love 101 FM this Thursday with Dr. Colleen Beckers and co-host Pastor Napoleon Black at 5:30 p.m. This week, it's all about patriarchy and submission in marriage. I think Nick got it wrong, so the two of you better tune in because nothing can go so. Anyways, I'm going to do my ear and nails here. Bye.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Now for your responses to our social media question. How are your sign language skills? Check out.
All right, so Cherry in Spanish Town says she knows only a few. All right, thanks, Cherry. And Edna sent a voice message. Let's listen to that.
Good morning, Morning Watch. Good morning, Love 101 listeners and staff. Well, sign language is a thing that I really love. I love to see people doing it, but I don't know anything about it really. I don't have a skill in it. Or do they like to? Yeah, because I like it, Yes.
All right, and that one was from Edna. Thanks, Edna, for your response, and Cherry also in Spanish Town. Thank you.
Well, for some time now, the Legal Aid Council has been conducting sign language training for empaneled lawyers and employees of that government service. Now, it can be a win-win for those of the deaf community. How is it going, and what exactly are the lawyers learning? Well, we have as our guest this morning Mrs. Diane Watson. She is the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council. And we also have Miss Avoni Brissett, Director of Education and Training of the Jamaica Association for the Deaf. And I should add that Mrs. Watson is herself a lawyer. Good morning, ladies. How are you both?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You are both on. Excellent. Now, Mrs. Watson, starting with you.
Yes.
Would you like to indicate the genesis of this initiative? Is it that there were some bad experiences with persons of the deaf community not being able to get representation as easily as those who have no issues with their hearing, because maybe counsel had a challenge understanding what the deaf person or the hearing impaired person was trying to communicate?
Well, it really started when we noticed that even though we provide legal aid service to all Jamaicans and all vulnerable groups, we were not seeing persons in the deaf community and disabled community overall taking full advantage of the services that we offer. So it's actually started that way. And so we decided to we need to our mandate, our mission is to ensure that persons have access to justice. And so we decided that if there was a barrier to justice, that we need to break that barrier down. And so we decided that we need to build capacity in order to be able to communicate with persons in the deaf community. We also did have a client who came in to seek legal aid, and she, for a very serious offense, and she was deaf. And we did have that challenge as well. But it really started when we recognized that they were not taking full advantage of the services that we offered.
Understood. And Miss Brissett, you are clearly, I'm assuming, elated at this initiative.
Yes, I am. And I just want to applaud the Legal Aid Council for taking on the challenge and to build their capacity in communicating with the deaf community.
Understood. Now, how many participants do you have so far in the program or in the initiative, Mrs. Watson?
Okay, so the aim is to train 80 persons, and we are actually training empaneled attorneys as well as government attorneys and customer service staff. Currently, so we have 4 cohorts of 20. Currently, I think we're doing 37. That will be 2 cohorts. So the next training will be conducted in July, and then we intend to meet our target of the 80.
And the training will allow the persons who are trained to communicate in a fulsome way with the person who is hearing impaired? Or is it that they're only being introduced to a limited, can I call it vocabulary, or a limited range of communication with the person who is hearing impaired? And you might still need someone from for example, from this association, the Jamaica Association for the Deaf, to do further interpretation. Is that, what is the depth and the length and depth, length and breadth of this training in terms of the full vocabulary, if you could call it that?
Right. So it's a 7-week course, and so it's the well, I would say basic we're doing at this stage.
Okay.
So we will be able to communicate to some extent because we're learning lots of things. So we're learning, we're learning basic things that we need to
Such as what
communicate
is
with
your
someone who
name?
needs
Such as what is
services
your name? What is your address? Where's your age? Your date of birth?
and more
yes.
and more. I mean, we can ask, we can complete, for example, or application form for legal aid.
Yes.
So we can ask questions. We can say mobile unit. You can say acquittal. We can tell them about court, which court we're going to go to, police station. We're learning. The vocabulary is wide and it's tailored to legal services.
Hold that thought one
So we're
second.
learning the basics.
Hold that
Sorry.
thought 1 second, Mrs. Watson, because I do see where we are already upon a break. Listeners, very interesting discussion. We'll be right back at the Morning Watch.
In life, the more you have, the more you have to lose.
The more you love, the more you worry. The more you own, the less you sleep.
The more people rely on you, the more you have on your mind.
I have peace of mind,
knowing that whatever I own
and whoever I care about are covered by the very best.
With Sagicor Life and Advantage General, get life, health, and general insurance to help you protect what matters most.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
For the best in Sunday morning gospel, nothing beats listening to Sunday Praise on Love 101 FM with me, your host, Derval Graham. You will hear today's favorites, yesterday's classics, and pretty much anything else in between. And there's plenty more besides the music, including Living Well, your Sunday morning health and wellness feature, plus opportunity for you to share your thoughts and send your dedications to family and friends. So get your day and indeed your week off to a great start. Tune in to your family station, Love 101 FM, this and every Sunday morning at 6 for Sunday Praise.
Mama work hard, for real. She do the most to send me and my brother go school. So, the dream was always to go to university. Well, I fulfilled 2 dreams with 1 Jane Bank savings plan, you know. I further my education and I make mama proud.
Stop wishing you could. With your Jane Bank savings, you absolutely can. Jane Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the second watch. The topic is sign language training for the Legal Aid Council. Our guests are the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Council, Attorney at Law, Mrs. Diane Watson. She's a lawyer. And we also have Ms. Avony Brissett, Director of Education and Training, Jamaica Association for the Deaf. Mrs. Watson, you know, I'm not sure if you were quite through with your response to the last question raised, but I would also like you to add in terms of the training, how is the training conducted? You did give some indication already, where and when, and who are the instructors? Are the instructors from the Jamaica Association for the Deaf? Do you bring in other instructors? Continue, Mrs. Watson.
Right. So if I could, so what I was explaining is that what we're learning now are some basic but fundamental principles. So we're learning about deaf culture. We're learning about deaf awareness. And we're also doing sign vocabulary, which is what I was explaining, that we do the basics, you know, to gather information, but we also are learning legal language, so we can communicate with the client. We can take basic instructions. An attorney can take basic instructions, although we might need for like a more fulsome conversation, we might still need some interpreting services, but it's a start. So because we want to be able to communicate with the persons who need our services.
And the
And
training takes place at your offices, the
I'm
legal aid
sorry?
council. The training takes place at the legal
No,
aid council's offices or somewhere else.
it's
Actually,
managed.
the training takes place online via Zoom.
Online. Okay.
Via Zoom. 80% of the training is administered virtually and 20% face to face. The
Okay.
instructors are deaf instructors. They have been trained in Jamaican Sign Language up to level 4. So we are using an immersion approach where the legal aid council, they're learning from persons who themselves use Jamaican Sign Language and can provide them with the tools they need so that they can communicate with persons who are deaf and hard of hearing.
I see. Now, funding might be an issue, Mrs. Watson. I don't know.
Well,
Well, you can let us know how you
I'm
do that.
yes, I'm so happy you raised that issue because we're so grateful to our partners. You know, we have our international partners, UNDP and Global Affairs Canada. They're sponsoring this initiative, and so we are very grateful to them. And thank you for raising that question so that I can, express our gratitude because this training is very important. We had one attorney who said, it was so timely because she has a client who is deaf and she needed to be able to communicate with the client. So she thought the training was so timely and they're so excited. Attorneys, when we sent out the invitation, for persons to apply to go and do the sign language training, the response was overwhelming.
Yes. And in light of the fact that the response has been overwhelming, where do you see the training going after you're through the first 80, for example?
Well, we're so happy for our partner too with the JD, and so we will be having further discussions with them to see how we can continue this training.
Yes.
Because I do believe that it is, to break down the communication barriers or the language barrier, we need to have, persons trained in sign language. We have so many persons in the deaf community who need assistance, but they're not able to get it from various service providers because of this issue. And so, we will be working with JD to ensure that we continue and to ensure that other attorneys get trained and that we learn.
Yeah, I assume you mean the Jamaica Association for the Deaf when you say JAD.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's all right. And any comments, Miss Brissett, because the issue of sponsorship has been raised and has been responded to by Mrs. Watson. Any comments from you, Mrs. Brissett?
We too are grateful for the partners, and we hope that there will be continued partnership, and that after the 4 cohorts have completed level 1, they'll be able to move on to level 2. We're hoping that we can move on to the next level.
And Miss Brissett, is the Legal Aid Council one of the main bodies you're collaborating with at this time to improve, increase, and do this kind of training? Are there any other entities that you are doing?
We do have partnership with the National Commercial Bank, Hartrust NTA, High-Low. These are some of the other partners that we have trained in Jamaican Sign Language, and we have seen successful representation thus far.
Yes. It's interesting you mentioned one entity, which is a supermarket chain, because I think culturally, if I could use that term in this context, we are sort of accustomed as persons to see persons who appear to be hearing impaired working in supermarkets. And sometimes you might walk up to someone to ask a question and they respond using their hands in some kind of way. I'm not sure if it's sign language or they're just finding a way to let you know that they are not able to hear what you are saying. So it's interesting that you raised the fact that there is a particular supermarket establishment which is, as it were, engaged in this kind of training, or who has been involved in this kind of training with JAD, the Jamaica Association for the Deaf. How about the thought of other entities, generally speaking, across the length and breadth of Jamaica? I think a lot of persons may be having a challenge and not realizing that they have a challenge communicating with us. Ms. Brissett, any thoughts?
Definitely, just like for the Legal Aid Council, we provide customized Jamaican Sign Language courses where
Miss Brisset.
where the training is customized to the need of the client,
Okay.
right? And we also provide training for the general public. We have an upcoming training beginning on March 25,
Yes.
right? So you can contact us at 970-177-829
Say that
or
again. 970
970-177-829.
to 9. And of course, the area code is 876.
876.
Yes, yes.
Right?
And
Or you can email us at learnsign@jamdef.org.jm.
can you just spell the email address for us?
Learnsign
Learn
Learnsign
Oh,
right, learnsign@jamdef jamdef.org.jm.
understood. Thank you very much for that. I thought you had said learned. It's just learn. Learn sign. Thank you for that. We're before we wrap this morning, Mrs. Watson, would you like to leave us with any parting thoughts? Because clearly, I have no recollection ever before of such an initiative taking place with the Legal Aid Council or in any way, shape, or form with the legal profession as a whole. And it also begs the question about other challenges. I'm asking a general question now, not specifically sign language. Sometimes you have clients who speak another language, a foreign language, and it might be Spanish, French, whatever it is, Chinese, and there's a challenge interacting with the person. Do you see the Legal Aid Council going down those roads as well in terms of helping persons to communicate with counsel if they're from, for example, another country? They are here, they are financially challenged, and they need the services of the council.
Well,
we already have something in place for that.
Right. In that regard, we've been getting assistance from the embassies. In addition to that, I mean, we're not having that much of a challenge in terms of language barriers. So, but if it becomes an issue, definitely that's something that we'll be looking at. But what we've been doing though is training our staff in simple language, and that is to address the needs of persons who have intellectual disabilities. So we have actually conducted some training of the staff in simple language and in that event, we partnered with the Jamaica Association for Persons with Intellectual Disabilities, because there are quite a few persons in Jamaica who are suffering from intellectual disabilities. And so we had to do that training to assist, to ensure that we're better able to engage and assist them.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Watson. That might be another program. Maybe we need to speak some more about that. But alas, we're completely and totally out of time. I want to thank Miss Brisset and Mrs. Watson for being with us in this second watch. Very interesting. Thank you for your time and for your thoughts.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Definitely. And thank you, our listeners, for being with us. Join us next week as we look at other topical and controversial issues. Visit the Love 101 FM YouTube channel and Facebook page, and now TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica. For this and all other Love 101 FM programs, listen to the Morning Watch on our Love 101 app and download it today and stay connected to us, the family station. Love 101 FM, the #1 gospel station of Jamaica. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and to our guests. Join Reverend Dr. Dallin Toussaint next week as he looks at other topical and controversial issues of the day. I am Stokeley Marsh, and hand you back to Love in the Morning with Chukal.
Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Watch. The time is now 7:59 and a half, and in just a few seconds, we will be inviting you to listen to Forward in